Hello, welcome to today's edition of My View from the Pew. I'm Ronnie Blockett, and I certainly appreciate you stopping by the channel today to check out our ramblings or thoughts of the day. So I'm very appreciative of those who have subscribed. I think we're almost close to 500 subscribers already, so that's I think that's good, but definitely going in the right direction there. So I'm certainly grateful for those who have done that, and don't mind if we have a few more. So today's video is just a little bit about kind of how we deal with things, change, I guess, for lack of a better word. One of my favorite movies is The Magnificent Seven. So if you've not seen that, there's two different versions of that. One of them I think was done in the 40s and 50s, but there's a more recent version of that that was out probably 5 or 6 years ago. It's Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt. There's some really good actors in this one, but one of the scenes they're trying to teach the local guys how to shoot rifles, because the premise of it is there's a guy that's kind of overtaken their town and they're trying to take the town back, but these guys are farmers and merchants and miners and they don't really know what to do, so they're trying to give them a chance to fight back. And so they're showing them how to shoot on this range that they built up there, and none of them are any good. They can't do anything. They can't come close to hitting a target. And one of the characters, he says, you can cut the ears off a mule, but it doesn't make him a horse. And the idea is that you can change a lot of things. You try to make someone something they're not, but at the end of the day, these guys are farmers. These guys are local merchants. They're not ones to be out there shooting in a battle. And so I've been in sales all my life, for the most part, of whether that be for media, real estate, business development, things of that nature. And it's always interesting how we have certain people that are in that are, we call them old school salespeople, who are, they're still doing the same thing the way they were doing it 20 years ago. Sometimes that works, but as a general rule, it probably doesn't. It's not as effective as it could be in today's world. In the media world, we have what we call legacy media product people, which are people who, they're dyed-in-the-wool newspaper sales guys. When they go out to see a client, they take their binder full of this week's newspapers and different magazines and sections, and that's really the bulk of how they operate is, kind of, this is the way it always was. This is what people really want. Where really the new media landscape, people are changing how they're doing everything. I mean, whether that be from buying an ad in the newspaper, which is really more online now, the way we buy cars, the way we buy real estate, the way we buy groceries, for all that, most of the time we're doing that online. We're doing that on a phone, on our app. We're having it delivered in the store. We pick it up at the grocery store. We just pull up and they deliver it to our cars. But we're not doing the way they used to be. But we try to make those type of salespeople, or those people, we try to change them into thinking that at some point in time, well, they're just going to get it. They're going to do this, when they're really, dyed-in-the-wool, old school salespeople who, what is their strength? Well, their strength may be going after those small mom and pop guys who are probably old school people as well. The same people that, aren't up to speed with what the new technology is, or aren't, jumping on whatever the newest Facebook trend is, or TikTok. Maybe it's the service industry guy, or the car repair guy, or the tree guy, or the fence guy, or whoever it is doing that. So, instead of trying to cut the ears off a mule and make him a horse, maybe we should let, the old school sales guys kind of find their lane and be in that. And the new people, kind of find your lane as well. But I mean, don't keep trying to change people into what we want them to be. And that's happened with a lot of businesses and industry, is that, one, we either keep a person way too long that should be moving on, I guess, so to speak. But also we try so hard thinking that person's going to change with the new technology and what we're going to do. And we end up being disappointed ourselves, and they end up being disappointed too. So the saying is true. You can cut the ears off a mule, and it doesn't make him a horse. So let's quit trying to do that with a lot of our salespeople, a lot of the people that we deal with. Let them thrive in their lane, and there may be some limitations to that, but I mean that's their comfort level, and let them do that, and the rest of us, we'll move on with new technology or the new way of doing things, and kind of accept that, kind of knowing that there's still some value in the old school of doing that. So it was interesting. Like I say, there's been some things that have gone on just for me and work and different people that I know of, and especially in media and others that kind of brought that to mind over this past week, and just happened to see that clip, and so it kind of all brought it all together. So there's wisdom in the saying of you can cut the ears off a mule, but it doesn't make him a horse. So that's my view from the pew.